The Paris Olympics 2024 has come and gone in a blink of 3 weeks, and Team India will cherish once again with 6 medals in their tally. And I have Jaideep, I have Orko with me, both of us. Welcome to the show, Jaideep and Orko. I'll start with Jaideep first. Jaideep, as an overall, with the expectations of the way we went and all the players performed, all the contestants, are you happy with 6 medals or did we deserve a bit more?
Definitely not happy. Not happy at all because India is such a big country in terms of population, in terms of skill set. Once an Australian coach named Justin Langer, obviously we all know him. But for those who do not watch cricket very often, for them, once a very famous Aussie coach named Justin Langer said that never take Indians for granted. They are 140 crore in population and they are 140 crore in terms of skill set. So never take Indians for granted. But in terms of Olympics, we missed it. Yeah, but we surely missed the trick there because we had a lot of athletes, we had a lot to offer, but unfortunately, in terms of medal, we got only six. So even if we compare it with someone like a USA, obviously, they've got a lot of athletes, so we will just take the medal to athlete ratio, which is for USA it's 10 more than 10 to 15%. So if we put that ratio and apply to our number of athletes, which is 117, so it gives us at least 13 to 15 medals. So
Correct.
according to those standards, we are still 7 to 8 medals short, and we can't blame by saying that we lost because we ended at number four quite a lot of times in this Olympics. Uh, on that part, I think we need to improve ending at number four because
Correct.
at the world level, only your medals are going to be counted, not your number fours. So those who are at number three, they should try to push for number two next time. Those who are at number one, like Neeraj Chopra, is those who are at number two, like Neeraj Chopra, is having a silver medal. They should try to push for gold next time. Neeraj Chopra obviously had a gold before in the Tokyo Olympics, but we would still try to have as many gold medal finishes as possible because
Absolutely.
that's going to benefit your overall tally at the end. Because you know
Yep.
those teams which are having more
Medals.
gold medals and lesser overall medals are having good
And
positions on the points table as compared to those teams which are having more medals than their tally.
the weightage
So
of
that's
silver
very
and
important.
gold is very important, and that's the reason why. Prime example, I must say,
Exactly.
is Pakistan because they just won one medal,
Prime, yeah,
that is gold, and they won it more than us, and that's the reason why they're higher ranked than us. So I'll come to Orko
exactly.
now. Orko, similar thoughts, same thing what Jaideep Bhai said as well about winning more medals, at least silver or gold. Our expectations was definitely on the final day when Neeraj Chopra stepped onto the field. But were there others as well? Suppose like Vinesh Fogart, I think it was very poor against her, what was done. Talk us through about that moment. Or anybody else you had expectations that could give us a minimum for silver, maximum for gold.
Well, absolutely. As Jaideep rightly said, he perfectly summed up everything in detail. I think there's not much to add really because that's how the Olympics has been. Because even if you look at the template that while we grow up, we see our parents tell, they say that if you have done well in this exam, you need to get better in the next one. So if you have done something like what you have done in Tokyo and you downgrade your performance even by just a medal without improving, then it's certainly an alarming thing. And especially the amount of money and infrastructure that has been invested on each athlete, like even Prakash Padukone sir rightly pointed out that a number of demands which were not very easy to accept were also accepted for the individual players so that they get whatever they exactly want. So it's not right to call them underperforming, but yes, some people who you expected to do much better didn't turn up, like Chirag Satwik, though everyone thought that they'll end up with at least a silver or maybe a gold also. But then again, if you talk about Lakshya, no one expected him to go that far. Even after going that far, he ends up coming out without a medal. So mixed responses really. And of course, Vinesh's chapter is a completely different story. I think what she has accomplished even until now is a huge thing, to have beaten an unbeatable wrestler to go that far. But again, such a sad ending, especially for a person who has been completely injury prone in the last two Olympics as well. To come this far and still falter from winning a medal is extremely sad. I would leave that to probably luck and circumstances. But if you look at the overall performance, I think it has certainly been a downgrade, and it is something that people need to look at and try to rectify.
Absolutely, I
Not
agree to
only,
this.
I would just like to add one point here, Pritam. We have not only downgraded our performance, but downgraded it by a gold medal. So that's very important to note here. And also the statement that we will perform better from next time on. We will perform better from next time on. I am listening to this statement from last 10 to 15 years. So I think this should be it, because in the next Olympics we are having the event of cricket as well. So I feel that two medals are assured. I'm not sure about the color of those medals, but I at least feel that two medals are assured from that games even before going into that game. So I think they will improve in LA 28 for sure, but improve by how much? Improve by what number of medals, and what will be your final position? That is going to verify that how much you have improved upon. So this time we have downgraded for sure, as mentioned.
As you mentioned about LA 2028, I just want to bring a little bit thoughts about that. Cricket is coming back, absolutely right. I'll start asking Orko first, and same question to you, Jerry, by a while later. When cricket comes into the picture, when Indian cricket comes into the picture, do you think these players, these athletes of the different categories will get the same attention once Indian team gets into the picture?
Well, I think they will, because cricket is a pretty renowned sport. I know that the other half of the world doesn't play it too often, and that's maybe why they tried to bring the T20 World Cup down in the USA as well. But I think that there's a significant amount of popularity this game garners, and it will garner even more attention once it gets into the Olympics. And even if you look at team strengths, our country is blessed with so much talent. And if we know about what happens in football, you can only play three players who are about 23, and the rest should be below 23 years old in Olympic football. So even if that criteria is put for India, we have enough talent which comes in from the youth circuit, the domestics, and the IPL to properly give us an Olympic gold winning team, even if that age limit is provided. So certainly cricket is certainly a good inclusion for the country, because we are someone who have been lacking medals, and a game which we have been very good at among all the other sports. If that's included in the fray, then it certainly would increase our chances. And being a country which has a plethora of talents coming in from the domestics, from the IPL, if they even set an age limit like they do in football, like less than 23 years age should be the limit, and only three veterans above that age can play, then certainly even then India would fit in perfectly, because we do have enough talents even below that age group. So I think we have a good chance to do well in LA in terms of cricket as well when it's included.
Okay, and Jerry, bye to you as well. The same question. Do you think the same? Do you agree with what Orko said, or do you think the opposite? That once cricket comes into the picture, the entire focus will be on when the boys as well as the girls will step onto the field, the others will take their spots.
Bro, you guys will be surprised to know, but I am of the opinion that T20 in Olympics will bigger even than the T20 World Cup in coming 10 to 15 years, because T20 World Cup
Oh,
happens twice, once in 2 years, and
agree
Olympic
automatically.
happens once in 4 years. So it would go like hockey. Who knows? It might not, but I feel that it would go like hockey. Hockey is bigger in Olympics than in Hockey World Cup. So I do feel that T20 cricket would become even bigger will have even bigger picture in Olympics as compared to the T20 World Cup. But ODI World Cup will remain one, and the sole cricketing World Cup having I can say that the biggest World Cup, the biggest event happening, which is conducted by ICC. But but for the T20 World Cup, I feel it will have bigger picture in Olympics than in T20 cricket. So I am very hopeful that the rest of the world, as Arkabai mentioned, that the rest of the world does not plays cricket very well. They are not much interested in playing cricket, the longer format especially. So they will shift their attention a bit towards it. once it's added in the Olympics.
Okay, fair enough. So you have given your verdict. Orko has given his. So let's move on to what are the categories we gonna medal with. Starting with Manu Bhakat. I think she created history. 2 medals, but the single one she got. Talk us through that. Bronze medal it ended up with Orko, but the effort she showed, the composure, the calmness. I would rather want to add out here. We saw a lot of visuals where she had a pocket in her hand and she was just hitting with calm, and that proved to be really, really worth, and that's the reason why she's getting a bronze to start out with her Olympic career.
Absolutely, and there's a long way to go as well because she's very young. And even in the previous Olympics, if not for that pistol malfunction, she would have probably done well even over there. And because she has multiple events to play here, it's very important to maintain that poise and composure. And thankfully, she has that. And she often credits that to spirituality that she took up after that debacle in Tokyo. So that's good that she's coming up that too at a very young age with that poise and composure because these sports are not much about athleticism. It's mostly about being calm at the right moment, and more than your skills, it's your mental frame that works you through to get such medals. So it's good that she has come this far, and I feel that she would have won the third as well. Sadly, in the last moment, she toppled down from the second to the fourth position. Otherwise, she would have been the first Indian to win 3 medals in a single Olympic.
Absolutely, that could have been just on the cards, but Jaideep Bhai, talk us through the same as well. When definitely you were watching it live when she was playing the having the finals out here, did you expect her to get a win?
It's definitely good performance. All credit goes to Manu Bhaker, the way she performed, the way she kept her nerves during the critical moments of the game. But one fact that I would like to share here with our audience is that just a few months ago, the shooting World Cup happened in, I guess, Germany, and India won 9 medals there, which were 3 golds, 3 silvers, and 3 bronze. And India stood at number fifth on the medal tally. So those were the same athletes that were representing India in the Olympics as well. So I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with the overall shooting performance after looking at this fact. But I can definitely say that those medal winners, especially Manu Bhaker, have done a really good job because when you're playing Olympics, when you had not so good experience of the Olympics from the last one you played here, I feel it's definitely a very pressure moment for the athlete to perform and win a medal for your country. But after looking at this stat, I am not satisfied with overall archery performance by Team India at the Olympics.
Okay, so you said that you expected more from Manu Bhaker, but still, I
Not
still
not
compare
only from Manu Bhaker, not only from Manu Bhaker, but from
from the rest
all
of the
the
shooters
athletes.
as
And
well.
and and in fact, the winners who have won gold there are going empty-handed from this Olympics. So this is so that thing is very disappointing thing for all of the Indian team supporters.
Okay, fair enough. So, from the first event, we had Manu Bhaker getting a bronze medal from the women's 10-meter air pistol, and then we had the mixed one where she was joined by Sarabjit Singh. I'll start with Jaideep once again, just because it's Sarabjit Singh. You know him, must be you know him better. But talk us through about it. I think there were moments when Sarabjit was not hitting it right, but Manu Bhaker covered her up, and similarly on the other end as well. So the partnership was going on, and that secured a bronze medal for us.
Yeah, definitely. When you talk about the team games, even in cricket, cricket is a team game. When the team performs, you win. Yeah, like the same way we did the same in the T20 World Cup as well. The team performed, and we took the trophy home. So that is the same thing which happened here when Manu Bhaker was not having the right shots, the shots on the target. Sarabjot was having the shots on the target. When Sarabjot was not having the shots on the target, Manu Bhaker was having shots on the target. And in fact, the last shot which won this pair a bronze medal, Manu didn't had a best of the shots in terms of archery, in terms of her experience. She didn't had a best of a shot. But Sarabjot did well at that moment to bring this team back, and this this I can say is what partnerships are really meant for. So overall, they did really well. But I I still feel because this pair won a gold medal in the shooting Olympics happened only a few months back this year. So I feel that this pair could have won a bit more better. But as I mentioned, it's really tough and it's really pressurous situation when you're performing when you're playing at the Olympics at the
Exactly. I think that I was
peakest
about
of
to
those
ask you the
sports.
same as well. Is it the pressure at the Olympics that got them a little bit out there? You said about
Yeah.
being calm at the nervous moments, and I think that could be the reason behind. Orko, what's your take on this one? A couple of months ago, they won the gold medal, as Jaideep says, the pair, and then ended up winning the bronze. Is it the opponents that went out winning silver and gold performed way better, overcome, recovered, or is it like pressure that hit in Team India?
Well, I think the standard of Olympics is of the highest level. Like that's the extreme level of sport you can be into. And I think that obviously has a lot to do with nerves as well, and also the opposition standards that come over there. So certainly that is a factor that they need to ponder upon. And they together worked as a partnership because at one point of time, Sarab Jot was covering for her, and the same happened with Manu
Correct.
Bhaker as well. But the fact that they worked and gelled together in a right way is pretty nice. And I'm happy that they ended up with the bronze. And with age by their side, I think the color of the medal can change very soon in the coming games as well.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you are expecting the color of the medal to change, hopefully in the LA. And I'll also, Jadibai says they have the World Cup as well coming up. So we might see more medals for these pair. But happy to see that they're getting a couple of medals. Manu Bhaker, 2 medals. Sarabjot, 1. Moving on to the next one, Swapnil Kushale, another shooting one. But yet again, Orko, the way he started, all I remember in the finals, he was right in the corner and he was shooting really well. And there were different rounds as well. And especially the one which was lying down and hitting, it was really tough to aim, rather. But the way he kept his composure and the way he played, I think credit goes to him for coming up and coming in the top three.
Absolutely. And coming from the background where he belongs to, he's someone who's come over here with a lot of hard work. And at one point of time, he didn't receive the backing that he deserved. And from that to come to this position and keep everything behind and go forward and perform when it matters is a very big thing. And certainly he has made the country proud. I know that the hype has largely been about the hockey medal, the twin medals which Manu Bhaker bought. But it's sad that people are not talking about this achievement enough. But what he has done individually is an extremely stupendous task and certainly something everyone should be proud of.
Absolutely, I 100% agreed. I'll come to a couple of more events apart from them as well, and we'll talk about the same. Did they not get the enough recognition? I think Aman Sarawat was one more person who did not get the right recognition just because we were completely disappointed because what happened with Vinesh Fogart. Jerry, by same thing. Swapnil Kushale, how happy or what was his result in the previous World Cup?
Yeah, very happy for Swapnil Kushale because the way he performed, the way he kept his calm, as Kavai also mentioned that he was at one point of time he was not in a very good position to end up having a medal from this event, but he did really well. He maintained his calm. The shooters kept on eliminating, and he just he just maintained himself by one or two positions in the game.
Yeah.
So that was very satisfying to watch. And his shooting, again, he was very perfect with his shot. So definitely we'll see a lot more from him in the coming future.
Okay, we will see a lot more from him in the coming future. So the shooters have done their job. So many medals from their hands. Now coming to the bigger stage is the men's hockey. We had a lot of expectations throughout the entire Olympics. We definitely did perform well. Is that one red card that changed the complexion of the tournament, Orko?
Yeah, absolutely. I would actually call this a disappointment. I know it will be harsh to call it, but being a team that was in the top five in the planet with the form they are coming in, and when you see even the opponents that were there, because Belgium and Australia were out, they are literally the most unbeatable
Exactly.
teams at the moment, and only Netherlands was the team that we needed to crack, and we didn't even come across them. So certainly we were expected to do much better against the Germans, but sadly we didn't do that. Obviously, that debatable red card decision was obviously a bit harsh, even if you're an Indian or not. I I think everyone would agree that Amit Rohidas didn't deserve a red card at that moment, possibly a yellow or maybe even a green card if he was lenient enough. But the red was a bit too much. But that's obviously something that affected us badly because they scored mostly, I think the 2 or 3 goals that they scored were from penalty corners as well. And if you don't have the best rusher in the world, as they call Amit Rohidas, then it certainly affects and hampers your chances. So it's sad that luck wasn't in our favor and that we ended up in the same position as the previous Olympics. It obviously can be termed as a disappointment.
Even I agree. I do think it's a disappointment just because there was no Australia, there was no Belgium as well. We were there in the car. We started off brilliantly versus Germany in the semi-finals. Jerry, by even we had 2 chances in the final minute of the game. One of them should have been inside the nets.
Absolutely, one of them should have been inside the nets because those are the moments you need to capitalize. And 3-2 in a hockey game, I would say it's a too big margin of victory because as I mentioned before as well that we had a mental conditioning coach with us as well, which helped us win that. Win the game against GB, but the same the same team was not able to crack against the Germans. So I feel it's definitely a disappointment. 3-3 should have been the scoreline. The way we were playing, the way we were having the position, the way we were attacking against them. 3-3 should have been the scoreline, and then uh, we would have taken the game into the penalty shootout. But that didn't happen. But it's good to note here that we still won a medal from the hockey event.
Yeah.
That's a big achievement because last time when we did it, it was 1968, 1972 when we won 2 consecutive medals from the Olympic hockey event. So that's still an achievement. But as you guys mentioned, we could have done better, and I hope we will do better in LA 28.
Absolutely. We defeated Spain in the bronze medal match, but Orko, Jerry Bai says 3-3 should have been the score. And into the penalty shootouts, we all know this man on the right of the picture would have been saved us from the penalty shootouts as well. What a legend between the goalposts for India.
Absolutely. It'll be very hard to replace him. I think that's a bigger headache right now that the Indian Hockey Federation would have as to who takes over from this legacy, because there is a bunch of legends that we have had in this game, and then there's P. Srijesh. I think you cannot just call him a legend. He has been something much more than that.
More than a
And
legend.
even exactly. And even in this Olympics, there were moments where we were slipping away and he saved us literally out of nowhere. So I think that he also deserved a bit more in terms of the medal color, but that he at least got the bronze medal is something which is a great achievement as well.
Absolutely, and I think he deserved that send off. What he got after the winning the match against Spain. Jaideep Bhai, is he irreplaceable for Team India?
Definitely, definitely. I would 100% agree to this. He is irreplaceable at the moment for Team India. And I'm of the opinion that he should stay with Team India for some time to, groom another keeper. Not obviously any other keeper, irrespective of what qualities he have, what skills he possesses. He won't be able to match the legacy of PR Srijesh. So I feel that PR Srijesh should stay with Team India for as long as he can, so as to groom another keeper to match at least what 50%, 60% of what PR Srijesh did for Team India. But yeah, I 100% agree to this that PR Srijesh for now is irreplaceable for sure.
Absolutely irreplaceable for sure. Team India winning a bronze once again, back-to-back bronze in the hockey at the Olympics. Now coming into the javelin, this was definitely an expectations from us to get a gold medal. But Jerry Bhai, क्या नीरज चोपड़ा क्या उसका सबसे ज्यादा whatever he had to do, he did it for his best. Arshad Nadeem deserved it, to be honest, according to me, because 92 Olympics record hai, and it was something you cannot beat at that moment. नीरज चोपड़ा से और कुछ ज्यादा expectations हम लोग किए थे, और he has done his job.
नीरज चोपड़ा से एक्सपेक्टेशंस प्रीतम मेरे हिसाब से नीरज चोपड़ा से एक्सपेक्टेशंस एकदम परफेक्ट थे हम इंडियंस के, क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से वो खेले हैं ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, सिंस टोक्यो ओलंपिक्स हम लोग उनको फॉलो कर रहे हैं गोल्ड मेडल जीतने के बाद, तो हम उनको और ज्यादा फॉलो कर रहे हैं। नीरज चोपड़ा के बारे में बात हो रही थी। नीरज चोपड़ा से हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस एज आई मेंशन वाज वेरी फेयर, वेरी करेक्ट, बिकॉज टोक्यो ओलंपिक्स के बाद से, जब से उन्होंने ओलंपिक में परचम लहराया है टीम इंडिया का, तब से हमने उनको और ज्यादा फॉलो करना है। हालांकि मैं तो उनको काफी पहले से ही फॉलो कर रहा हूँ। जब 2018 में उन्होंने एशियन गेम्स में गोल्ड मेडल जीता था, तब से ही मैं उनको फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि उनके रिकॉर्ड्स बड़े शानदार थे उसी समय। उसके बाद से ओलंपिक मेडल
Yeah.
जीतने के बाद से हम लोग जिस तरह से एग्रेसिव होकर के नीरज चोपड़ा को सपोर्ट करने लगे, उनके इवेंट्स देखने
Yeah.
लगे, वो एज अ फैन ग्रुप मैं कहूंगा हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा सक्सेस है, क्योंकि हमने क्रिकेट से हट करके भी किसी और स्पोर्ट में, ऑब्वियसली हम उसी स्पोर्ट को देखना पसंद करते हैं जहां हमारी टीम जीत रही हो। इसीलिए हमने ओलंपिक्स में हॉकी को इतना ज्यादा सपोर्ट किया, ओलंपिक्स में नीरज चोपड़ा को इतना ज्यादा सपोर्ट किया। इसीलिए हम नीरज चोपड़ा के भी इवेंट्स देख रहे थे टोक्यो 2020 के बाद, और वहां हमको डायमंड लीग्स
Yeah.
में भी सक्सेस मिल रही है, वहां हमको वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स में भी सक्सेस मिल रही है। और सक्सेस का मतलब मेडल नहीं, वहां पर हम गोल्ड मेडल ला रहे थे। तो नीरज चोपड़ा से एक्सपेक्टेशंस तो आई फील बड़ी फेयर थी, लेकिन ऑन द फाइनल्स, ऑन द बिग डे, ऑन द डे ऑफ द फाइनल्स, एनीथिंग कैन हैपन। और नीरज चोपड़ा भी इस बात से एग्री करते हैं, हम सब भी इस बात से एग्री करते हैं। वो 240 भी जो टीम इंडिया ने बनाए, वो भी डिफेंड हो सकते थे, और भी काफी सारी चीजें हैं, बट
Yeah.
जो फाइनल्स है उनका प्रेशर एक अलग ही प्रेशर होता है। और उस प्रेशर में आकर के अरशद नदीम ने जिस तरह से परफॉर्म किया, आई थिंक कुडोस टू हिम, द वे ही फॉट, द वे ही brought that first gold medal for his country, for Pakistan. So it's a very commendable effort. But for Neeraj Chopra, I would say 89.97 उनका, 98 या 97 उनका पर्सनल बेस्ट है, और 89.45 जो उन्होंने फाइनल्स में थ्रो किया है। तो आई वुड से ही वाज एट हिज एब्सोल्यूट बेस्ट in
Yeah.
the javelin throw finals event as well. But it was, not our day, I would say, क्योंकि अरशद नदीम ने अच्छा थ्रो लगा करके हमको आउटप्ले कर दिया।
Exactly.
बट फॉर नीरज चोपड़ा, आई वुड डेफिनेटली से दैट he was at his best on that day as well.
Exactly. And similarly to Orko as well, I think Neeraj did what he could and Arshad deserved it, right?
It was obviously a monstrous throw. I think if you look at the throw, you have never seen someone cross 90 in the Olympic stage. So he has
Correct.
got there, and at the right time, you can call it luck or now obviously practice and effort as well. And he is someone who deserves a lot of appreciation. I know people have their own rivalry problems with that country, but if you look at the individual himself, the journey he has been
Exactly.
into, how he has been deprived completely, didn't have money to get a javelin. He was not even sponsored by his own country and its sporting body. So if he has come this far, it is nothing short of an inspiration. And he also idolizes Neeraj Chopra. Even in the previous Olympics, he didn't maybe come into the medal reckoning, but he has always mentioned Neeraj to be his idol. So following the footstep of his idol and creating an example like that for a country which doesn't win too many medals. So it's obviously a very commendable achievement. And if you look at Neeraj, he has been down with a lot of injury in the recent events. He has been winning medals, but he took a big break until the Olympics to keep himself fit and fresh. So I think you can't always expect a person to win a gold in every single event that he plays. So if he has ended up with a silver, you can't call it a disappointment, but that's the kind of standards he possesses. And to be someone who has observed the event, to come back with that kind of an 89.45 throw when Arshad really almost took the gold medal away with that second throw itself, it's obviously something where you need a good amount of mind and nerves to maintain. So Neeraj has certainly made us proud, and I'm very happy with his performance.
Despite getting the silver, despite his 6 throws, none of the throws I saw his body language. He was happy about it. Shows that how much expectations he has from himself. Similarly, the entire world as well from him. And going on to the final medal, this is the 6th medal which was added by Aman Sherawat. Another bronze medal in the wrestling. Jaideep Bhai, I think he also performed well. This is one more player I wanted to add who did not get the right recognition as he should have deserved.
Firstly, kudos to our wrestlers. Out of even after facing all those difficulties, even after facing protesting against the authorities and all the troubles they did in the past few years or so, they did well in this Olympics as well. They not only just Aman but Vinesh did as well. It was just those 100 grams that made the difference. But kudos to Aman Sehrawat. No one knew his name. Although he won a bronze in recently concluded Asian Games in 2023, but still we had such big names in terms of wrestling in our country that no one even knew Aman Sehrawat. No one even expected any medal from our wrestling contingent except from Vinish. So it's a very commendable effort. The way he played, the way he outplayed his opponents, especially in quarterfinals, and then in the bronze medal match. It's very something very satisfying to watch, and I'm sure he'll do miracles in the coming future as well.
Okay, fair enough. So that's what Aman Sherawat, he has done well, and let's hope in LA 2028 he performs well. These are the medal holders for Team India. But as Jaideep Bhai said at the beginning of the show, fourth rank is always there on the cards when it comes to Team India. And these were the players who ended up getting fourth. We had so many of them in shooting. We had Arjun, we had Lakshya Sen in the badminton. Manu Bhaker could have made a hat trick. Mirabai Chanu was there. Out of these four, Orko, if you had to pick who came the closest, was Lakshya Sen on the cards of getting a medal.
Absolutely. I think I had a lot of expectations from him, especially the journey that he has had. Because if you look at his group stages as well, no one expected him to beat the world number three and get this far, but he ended up doing that. Even in the quarterfinals, he played really well to come that far. And even against Axelson, he was very competitive. I thought that he could have gone for a silver or maybe a gold as well, but sadly that didn't happen. He faced a bit of a choke over there, and sadly that happened even in the bronze medal match as well. So if you have performed much more than the people expected from you, you obviously should have brought home a medal, but that didn't happen. So it's a bit heartbreaking in terms of all the other heartbreaks that we had. I think this was the one that hurt me the most.
Even the way he defeated Prola, his countryman, and then went on to win the first set against Atkinson, we had hopes. I thought he had probably an 8-point lead in the second set as well, and from there all of a sudden he became defensive before as well. His coach was not happy with his performances. He said all the things were provided. Now sometimes the players need to be responsible about the defeats. And I think Lakshya Sen, despite it being his first Olympics, he will definitely learn from it. But he should have won a medal according to me. But moving on, we forgot about archery. We did not get a single medal from archery. Deepika and Dheeraj was constantly in the 10 and the 9 marks. But when you make the finals, when you make the semi-finals, you shouldn't expect your players hitting sevens.
Yeah, obviously. Dheeraj was doing pretty well, but we saw Ankita Bhagat obviously struggle in terms of her heart rate as well. It certainly shooted up, and we could understand that she was feeling the heat. So it's not that they are new to this game; they have been in these situations before. But maybe because the fact that it is the Olympics is what affected each of them, and that is why we are certainly disappointed with that. We know that it's an event in which. The Koreans and the Chinese, they are the ones who do pretty well. But that being said, we can try to be a bit more competitive, maybe at least grab a second or third finish. Hopefully, it's around the cards, but as of now, it's obviously not been the best of journeys.
Same question to you, Jaideep Bhai, as well. Out of these six participants, rather, you can add the both of the duos as well. Which participant did you expect the most to give you a medal? And similarly, just like Orko said from Lakshya Sen, it gave you a heartbreak. What about you?
Lakshya Sen for sure. Lakshya Sen has been at his very best throughout the Olympics that has just been concluded. So Lakshya Sen for sure. He should have won a medal for us, but I'm pretty much disappointed with archery as well because
Yeah.
when we see our archers performing very well in the archery, World Cups and the other events that happen in the sport of archery. They play really well, they perform really well, and eventually they end up getting medals as well. But when you watch the performance of our archers at the Olympics, they didn't won any medal so far, and the way they keep on getting those butterflies in their stomachs at the time of the performances. I
Yeah.
don't think this stat is going to improve in the coming years as well because our archers especially has got all the skill sets to defeat those world number ones, those Chinese and the Koreans. But the only thing that they are missing at that stage is the mindset. They're not having that aggressive mindset to beat, those world number ones, world number twos. So that is the only thing I would like to see in terms of improvement with these archers. Rest of the things are very well in terms of skill set. They are very good in terms of performances. Not at at the early stages of the game, they're doing it really well. But in terms of when they are playing the crucial games of the events like quarterfinals, semi-final, finals, those butterfly comes in. So the
Feel
improvement
the
I want
heat.
to see with them is the mental conditioning thing.
Absolutely, they feel the heat when it matters, and that's the reason
Yeah.
why we're seeing the same as well. That's the end of the entire episode. Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you to all the athletes as well. But Orko, one final word of what happened in Paris Olympics 2024. All the athletes, Indian athletes, you want to congratulate, give them some words, and what can we expect in LA 2028?
Well, certainly. Congratulations to all the athletes who got this far. Also, the ones who failed at the last moment. Obviously, they must be as much heartbroken as we have. But we do know that a lot of future lies in store. And I think that they will come back stronger in the coming Olympics. And also, as we talked in this live already, that cricket is going to be introduced. So we expect ourselves to get at least another medal in that sport as well. So they have to look to bring that count to double digits. And that's the bare minimum we can expect from LA 28.
Absolutely, and same thing for you, Jaideep Bhai. What are your expectations?
First of all, congratulations to all the athletes who performed really well, really amazing at the biggest stage in the sporting events. So a big congratulations to them, and thank you so much for winning these medals, because in our country we don't have the facilities to groom a kid
Yeah,
from the very beginning. In schools, we don't focus much on sports, and even in the academies, even in the lower graded academies, they are not performing well at all. So we definitely lack the basic infrastructure we need for building a sporting nation, for a sporting country. So a big thanks to all those medal winners who did it on the biggest stage, on the Olympic stage. So thank you so much to them, and we hope to get a lot more medals from LA 28, as cricket is also being added. And those medal winners who have done well in this session of the Olympics, in Olympics 2024, Paris 2024, we expect them to do even better in LA
exactly.
2028.
If you have won a bronze, aim for silver or maybe a gold as well. That's what our
Yeah.
expectations are. Thank you so much, Arko. Thank you to Jaideep as well for joining the show. Thank you to all the viewers as well who enjoyed the entire Paris Olympics as well as this show. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.